Can you build muscle on a carnivore diet? Absolutely. And there are only two requirements that you must meet in order to do so. I'm going to cover both of them in this video, as well as exactly how to know whether you are actually making progress or not. I'm also going to address a few simple and practical tips that you can implement to get faster results. If you're new here, my name is Marcus. I've successfully lost 60 pounds and I've been helping busy folks lose fat and get healthy for over 12 years now. Let's dig into it. The first requirement is to provide your body with a stimulus, which is just a fancy way of saying a reason to build muscle. The body is all about efficiency. And so if we don't provide our musculature with a reason to grow, it won't, because it would be extremely inconvenient to have a whole bunch of muscle tissue on our bodies weighing us down if we didn't actually need it. So how do we stimulate that need? Resistance training. That could be calisthenics or bodyweight exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, and lunges, for example, or it could be lifting weights. So bench press, bent over rows, and squats, let's say. Now, how much of a stimulus do we need to provide our bodies with? Anything more than what you're doing right now. For example, if you are not resistance training at all, literally one set of push-ups will produce some results. They won't be super noticeable, but even a single set will do something. 2 sets will provide more results, and so on. However, there is a point of diminishing returns in the sense that you don't want to go from 0 training to doing 50 sets per week, because that's just not required and you're going to have a heck of a time recovering from that much volume. So a solid place to start is by doing 2 full body workouts per week. For example, you could do 2 to 3 sets of bench press, bent over rows, and lunges on a Monday. Then on a Thursday, you could do 2 to 3 sets of overhead barbell press, pull-ups, and squats. As the weeks go on, you need to be lifting more weight for the same number of reps or doing the same weight for more reps. Now, if you're an intermediate or even advanced trainee, just continue to provide your body with progressive resistance over time and implement requirement number 2, which we're going to cover right now, and you will build muscle. So now that we're giving our muscles a reason to grow, we need to provide them with the material in order to do so. And that material is going to be calories via protein and fat. Carbs are a tool that folks can use to build muscle because they are material after all, but they are not required or essential. So how much material do we need, and more specifically, how much protein and fat? Maintenance calories for most people are going to be somewhere in the 15 calories per pound of body weight range. But we don't want to just maintain, right? We want to build. And so a solid place to start is body weight times 17 or 18. Some folks are going to be a little higher than that, and some folks are going to be a little lower than that. So if you're 160 pounds, let's say, 160 times 17 is 2,720 calories. In terms of protein, 1 gram per pound of your current body weight or 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight is plenty. Personally, I eat more than that just because I really like protein, but 1 gram per pound will cover your bases. So in this example, that's 160 grams of protein per day. There are 4 calories per gram of protein, so 160 times 4 is 640 calories. We're aiming for 2720 in this example, so all we need to do in order to figure out how much fat that we need to eat is to subtract 640 from 2720, and we are left with 2080 calories. There are 9 calories per gram of fat, so we take 2080 and divide it by 9, and we're left with 231 grams of fat. So we've got a total of about 2,700 calories coming from 160 grams of protein and 230 grams of fat. Having said all that, you don't need to obsess over hitting those exact digits every single day. However, you do want to be in the ballpark, because when it comes to improving your body composition, consistency is the name of the game. I have a free muscle building nutrition template that outlines all of these numbers. So if you want it, follow and DM me on Instagram at N1Fitness and message me saying muscle building nutrition template, and I'll send it right over to you. Now, how do we track our results? 2 super simple things. The first thing is your body weight. It should be going up. So gaining 0.5 to 1 pound per week is a nice place to start. The second one is gym performance, because like we mentioned, we need to be lifting more weight for the same number of reps or lifting the same weight for more reps each week. If you are getting stronger in the gym, you're building muscle. However, if you're just getting heavier, but you're not getting stronger, you're almost certainly just gaining fat. If your body weight is increasing too quickly, decrease your calorie intake. And if your body weight is not going up or it's even going down, bump up the calories. Now, if your scale weight is not increasing, but you're getting stronger, you're almost certainly recomping, meaning you're likely gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. And if you have fat that you'd like to lose, that is the ideal scenario. Carnivore is an incredibly satiating nutrition approach. And so if you're having a hard time eating enough food, you can experiment with the following. If you tolerate dairy, add it to every meal in one way or another. For example, if you're eating burgers, add cheese or butter. If you're munching on pork rinds, dip them in sour cream. Also, bacon is your friend because it is super calorie dense and really easy to eat. If you're eating, say, 2 times per day, you might want to increase it to 3 times because more frequent feedings makes it easier to get more calories in. Training wise, focus on basic compound movements because they are going to give you the most bang for your buck in terms of building muscle. So things like bench press, push-ups, pull-ups, bent over rows, squats, deadlifts, overhead pressing, etc. I'd also recommend deloading every 4th or 5th week. What is a deload? It's a week where you reduce your training volume by about 50%, allow your body to adapt and recover, and then get back to it. Deloading produces faster results big picture. It also massively reduces injury risk and it keeps you excited about your training mentally. Sleep is another super important factor for building muscle, so be sure to get your 7 to 9 hours per night and make sure that you're waking up feeling rested and alert every day. Because keep in mind that you don't actually build muscle in the gym. Resistance training tears muscle tissue down, which is required for growth, but we lay down new muscle while we are sleeping and recovering. So it is hugely important. Feel free to thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you have any questions, post them in the comment section below.